So I'm doing like 2 or 3 videos today. So this one is about the SRRV process so far. I have a little update, but I still don't have my SRRV. And I'm about ready to file for my second visa extension here. In 7 days, my first extension is going to expire. So they say 4 to 6 weeks. Not true in my case. So what happened was, for years, my DD 214 has had the wrong birth date. I've never had an issue with it. Use the VA, the government, everybody looks at everything. I tell them, show them my driver's license or birth certificate. Okay, no problem. But here in the Philippines, I got a message that there was a problem with my DD 214, had the wrong birth date. So I explained to them, trying to get the government to change this is going to be a very long process and could be not at all. It's the way our government works. So I did file to have my DD 214 corrected with Bureau Naval personnel, and I've not heard nothing back yet. They've closed the claim, but they said it's in a queue, first come, first served basis. So who knows when I'll get that? Like I told the PRA or my representative, the Philippine Retirement Authority, this is going to take months. So what they did, they sent me some paper or a what they call a affidavit of undertaking that pretty much says on it that I attest that it has the wrong birth date, blah blah blah, and got it notarized. I had to have 4 copies notarized, and I sent them 4 copies of my birth certificate as well, and used LBC to ship it back to them because the mail system here is kind of in Mindanao. It's kind of non-existent. So I shipped it LBC. Only cost a couple of hundred pesos. They already got it like 3 days later, I think it was. So I'm still waiting. And I did ask this morning, am I gonna have to file for another visa extension before this thing's approved? And the message I got back is, we'll update you tomorrow or next day. So we'll see. So anyway, if there's a paperwork problem or snafu with me, that's my luck. It always happens with me. So I will let you know what happens if the SRRV ever gets approved or not. I have the money in. I paid for everything. All I am doing is waiting for approval. And they've had that paperwork. Uh, I'd have to check the date, but a good 3 weeks now. Actually, cut for a moment and I'll know the exact date. Okay, I'm back. It took them about a week and a half to send me the paperwork. They sent me a file basically and said I had to send it back on A4 long paper. So I did all that. I shipped that to them on September 10th. No, 7th. I shipped it by LBC September 7th. Had it, no, all 4 copies notarized and everything. And they got it by September 9th or 10th, according to what I'm seeing here. So it's September 23rd now, and my visa expires on September 30th. So we'll see if I have to file for another visa extension or not. One problem that kind of bugged me is, for my visa extension, usually I can go online. All my information's there, and I can just do it online. Well, this time they've changed their policy. If you know, about a year, which I have not been here a year, I left the country and came back, so my visa started over and everything. They have you come in and interview you, and ask you, if you're married, why you're not doing a spousal visa, or like in my case, why not a SRR visa instead of keep doing tourist visas. So when I went to file it online, it said you're going to have to go into an office. Well, the PRA has my passport, so I can't go into an office and get anything done because of no passport. So I contacted my representative, and she said, "Send me 4,500 pesos, and I'll take it to my friend, and we'll get your visa extension," which she did. It did took her about a week to get me a copy because I kept asking for a copy, and she kept saying, "Oh, I'll get it to you. I'll get it to you." And finally, I said, "Listen, I need that copy. I need to do something at the LTO." So she finally sent me pictures of the copies. Now I sent her 4,500 pesos, and the receipts I got were 3,080, I believe it was. I have to look here real quick. The total cost of my visa was 1,000 pesos for express lane fee, which they always charge you that, whether you do it online or you go in or whatever. And certification was 500 pesos, so that's 1,000 pesos there. The actual extension cost me 1,000 pesos for visa waiver application fee, because the first one's not an extension, it is a waiver. If you watched my video on that before, visa waiver was 500 pesos, certification fee was 500 pesos, and legal research fee was 30 pesos. So the total cost was 3,030. So that's, if I'd have done it myself, that's what it would have cost me for the visa waiver. But I guess somebody wanted to make a little extra cash, and I ended up paying 4,500. So be aware of that if you're getting a situation like I am. Now, I don't know what's going to happen if I have to file for another extension. I will update what happens there, if I'm going to be able to do it online, or I'm going to have to go have them do it for me because they still have my passport. I don't get it back until the SRRV process is done. So I can't even leave the country or anything right now. If I wanted to go back home for an emergency, I don't know what would happen if I would have to go to them and say, "Hey, I need my visa. I need to have an emergency in America. I need to get back there." What would happen? So that kind of bothers me too. But anyway, that's the visa SRRV process for right now as a veteran, how things have went for me. So just wanted to give you an update. Anything else happens, I will let you know. Catch you later. Bye, y'all.